Hello everyone, welcome back to Genius Knowledge Point, your one place for practical programming solutions for computer and IT students. I am making this video to provide practical knowledge to all students so that you can develop your own programs which will be helpful for your studies as well as career. In this video, we will perform practical number 19 of Python programming, which is designed for case scheme of Diploma Computer and IT students, and the semester number is 4. The topic in this video is write a Python program to use NumPy package to perform operation on 2D matrix. Then write a Python program to use of matplotlib package to represent data in graphical form. So before starting the actual practicals, we have to understand what are these two packages. So the first package is NumPy package. So NumPy is an external library which can be added to Python, and using this NumPy we can create an array. So it is having some multiple functionalities. So inside this NumPy array, what we can do, we can perform many operations which are already present inside this NumPy package. So basically NumPy is providing us an array, and we can create multi-dimensional array using this NumPy package, and we can perform many operations on this arrays. So it is similar to list, but list is not having multiple functionalities like we can do using this NumPy arrays. So that's why NumPy package is used inside this Python. And second package is matplotlib package. So this package is useful for creating graphs using our numbers or using our mathematical data. So for this purpose we will be using matplotlib package. So these are the two packages, or these are the two libraries which are external libraries that we have to add inside our Python system. Then only we can use those libraries inside our program. So for adding this library, first I will go to CMD. So clicking on start, then opening CMD here. Then inside our CMD we have to write a command, that is pip install, and we have to specify the package name, that is, in my case I am specifying NumPy. So after entering, it will search on the internet of NumPy library, and it will automatically install that library inside our Python system. So you can see it has successfully installed the NumPy package, and we can use NumPy inside our programs now. So I am closing this CMD. Now moving toward the practical related questions. So the first question is write a Python program to create two matrices and perform addition, subtraction, multiplication and division operation on matrix using NumPy. So again we have to use NumPy library here, and using that NumPy library we have to create an array, and we have to form that array in the form of two-dimensional matrix, and after that we have to perform these operations. So moving toward the code now. So initially we have to import the NumPy package using the import statement, that is import NumPy as np. So what is this statement? I am importing this NumPy package and I am using it as np name. So instead of using NumPy everywhere, I will use just np. So I am naming it as np. So inside my program, whenever I needed NumPy package, I will just use np there. So after that I am creating an array using variable, that is a is equal to np.array. So initially I am creating an empty array which is not having any data. So that's why np.array. So this is the function from np package, and using this function I have created an array and named it as a. Similarly I am creating one more array as b is equal to np.array. So the two arrays are created here. After that I am printing a statement, enter elements of first matrix. So I am entering message on the user screen, that is I am asking the numbers from first matrix to the user. So after that I am putting a for loop, that is for I in range 0 to 4. So the numbers inside this range will be 0, 1, 2 and 3. So these four numbers will be taken into this I variable one by one, and in that I am using num is equal to int input element. So this message will be displayed, and the number accepted will be converted into integer format and stored into this num variable. Then I am using a is equal to np.append a comma num. So what is this statement? I am appending the value which we have accepted, that is num variable, and I am appending that value after a variable. So a variable is our array variable, and I am attaching this num value inside this array, and again storing that array into a. So that means I am updating this array after attaching this num value. So this is how a variable will be, or the a array will be created, which is having 4 numbers. After that, I am using a dot shape is equal to 2 comma 2. So what is this function? Initially we have accepted a as an array, and the numbers will be stored in sequential manner. That means they will be stored in linear manner like list. So now we need a matrix. So for that purpose I have used this function, that is a dot shape, and specified in the bracket 2 comma 2. That means the a array will be created as a matrix having 2 rows and 2 columns. So this is how. So we have created a matrix which is having 2 rows and 2 columns, and the numbers we have accepted already from the user. So this is how the matrix is created. Next I am using again second print statement for B array. So enter elements of second matrix, then again using for loop for I in range 0 comma 4, then again using num variable as int input element. So the number will be entered by the user. Again I am using b is equal to np dot append b comma num. So again I am appending the value of num inside this b array and updating the b array using this statement. So new b array will be having 4 numbers. Again I am using b dot shape 2 comma 2 because we have to create matrix here. So again I am shaping this b array as a 2 rows and 2 columns. So 2 matrices are accepted here and the names are A and B. So next I am just printing statement addition of matrices, and I am just using np.add function. So np is my NumPy library dot add, and in the bracket I am passing 2 arrays, that is A comma B. So we have already shaped those arrays inside a matrix form, that is 2 rows and 2 columns. So it will be added here using this add function, and we have printed that directly. So automatically the addition will be printed in this statement. Similarly I am using subtraction of matrix as a message, then using np.subtract A comma B. So the subtraction will happen here of A and B arrays, and that will be stored in the form of matrix using this statement. Then I am using division of matrices as a message, then printing np.divide A comma B. Again the division will happen here and that will be printed as a matrix form. And finally multiplication of matrices, that is the message. Then I am using print np dot A comma B. So in matrices or in NumPy library we don't have multiply function, we have dot function. So that will be performing the multiplication of 2 matrices. So A comma B, these are the matrices, and those multiplication will be happen here and it will be printed here. So this is how all the 4 operations are printed here using print statement, and the proper output will be generated. So to run the program, what we have to do, we have to open the location where my files are. So this is the location. So I am opening CMD here. Then after that I have to write a command as py space filename.py. So my file name is matrix.py. So I am writing matrix.py. After entering, it is asking me to enter elements of first matrix. So I am entering pi, second number as 3, then third number as 8, and fourth number as 7. So these are the elements of first matrix, pi, 3, 8, 7. Then it is asking me to enter the elements of second matrix. So I am entering 9, 4, 6 and 1. So after accepting both the matrices, the addition of matrix is printed as 14, then 7, then 14 and 8. So this is the addition. If you can see, 5 plus 9 is 14, then 3 plus 4 is 7, then 8 plus 6 is 14, and 7 plus 1 is 8. So the addition is properly generated. Similarly subtraction is generated here. So subtraction is generated minus 4, minus 1, 2 comma 6. So the correct answer is generated. Division is generated here, that is 0.55. Then second element is 0.75. Then third element is 1.33, and last element is 4. So 7 divided by 1 is 7. So the division is properly generated. And finally multiplication of matrix is generated here using dot function. So this is how we have successfully performed all the operations that we have mentioned inside our question. And for that purpose we have directly used a NumPy library, and using that NumPy library we have used inbuilt functions which are already present inside this library. So we have already used the shape function, we have used add function for addition, subtract for subtraction, divide for division, and dot for multiplication of matrices. So this is how the first question is ended here. Now the second question is, write a Python program to concatenate 2 strings using NumPy. So we have to accept two strings from the user and we have to concatenate those two strings using NumPy library. So moving to the code directly. So initially I am importing NumPy package as NP. So I will be using NP inside my program whenever I needed a NumPy. So after that I am using a statement that is strr. So this is the variable is equal to input enter first string. So this message will be printed on the screen, and after entering any string on the screen, it will be accepted into this variable which is strr. So I am accepting the string into this variable which is strr variable. After that I am using str1 is equal to np.array. So we have already seen in the previous question that np.array will be creating an array, and in the array bracket what I am passing strr, that is my accepted string, and second parameter as d type is equal to str. So this time I am not accepting numbers inside this array, so that's why we have to specify the d type, that is data type of this array, and I am specifying it as str. str means string. So this denotes that I am accepting this array as a string. So I am storing the characters inside this array. So that array is created as str1, which is my variable name, and all the characters from this strr will be stored into this str1 variable. Next I am using the second statement as strr is equal to input enter second string. So the second string will be entered, which is again stored into this strr variable. Again I am using second array statement as str2 is equal to np.array, and again passing the accepted string comma d type is equal to str. Again the string array will be created here, and that will be stored as str2 variable name. So both the arrays are created which are storing the set of characters, because we have accepted it as d type is equal to str. So that's why all the characters from these two strings will be stored as an array. So next I am using new str, that is new string is equal to np.char.add. So this is the function, and I am adding the characters from this np, and while in parameter bracket I am passing str1 comma str2. So the characters from str2 will be taken, which are stored into this array, and those characters will be attached or added into this str1 array. So automatically the strings or automatically the characters will be appended after this string1 character. So the concatenation is done here, and all these characters will be stored into this new str. So this is my third array. So the third array is created, which is again having characters, that means it is a string, and I am just printing that concatenated string is, and after that I am attaching new str. So the value or the characters from this new str will be printed after this message, and the new str is storing the appending characters from str2 after this str1. So this is how we have concatenated two strings using this NumPy library. So to run this program, we have to go to the location where my program is, then I have to open cmd, then the command is py, file name that is concat, and after that .py is the extension. So it is asking me to enter first string, so I am entering abcd, then second string as pqrs. So these two strings are accepted as an array into these two variables, that is str1 and str2. So after that the output is printed, concatenated string is abcd pqrs. So as our question is given, we have concatenated two strings using this NumPy array, and for that purpose we have used proper functions inside this NumPy library. So this is how the second question is also completed here. Now moving toward the third question, write a NumPy program to generate 6 random integers between 10 and 30. So we have to generate random integers between the range 10 and 30 here, and for that purpose we have to use NumPy library, and we have to use proper modules and functions inside that library. So directly moving toward the code. So initially I am importing NumPy as np. So again, as I explained in previous questions, I am importing this NumPy library and naming it as np. So I will be using np instead of NumPy inside my program. So after that I am writing print statement as random numbers between 10 and 30. So this message will be printed on the screen, and after that I am using a for loop. So for I in range 0, 6. So that means this loop will be repeated 6 times, and in that loop I am printing np.random.randint, and in that parameter bracket I am passing 10, 30. What is the meaning of this statement? So np is our NumPy library, then From that library I am using random module, and in that module I am using randint function, and in the function we have to specify the numbers, that is starting point and ending point. So this randint function will be generating random numbers as integers, and for that purpose we have to specify the starting point and ending point. So we have specified 10, 30. So that means the numbers will be generated between 10 and 30, and all those numbers will be inside this print statement. So that's why the numbers will be printed, and this print statement will be repeated 6 times because we are in a for loop. So that's why the 6 numbers will be printed between 10 and 30, and those numbers will be generated as random numbers. This is how the output will be generated. So to run the program we have to go to the location, then we have to open CMD here, and after that we have to specify the command as py space filename.py. So the random numbers between 10 and 30, so this is the message we have printed, and after that you can see the numbers are printed which are between 10 and 30, and those are generated randomly. We have not specified any value here, so those are directly generated using this randint function, and the random numbers are printed here which are between 10 and 30 as we have specified inside our function. So this is how this question is complete, and also practical number 19 is complete, which was just using an external library which we have seen, a NumPy library. We have installed that library initially, and after that we have used that library inside our programs, and we have successfully run those programs using those library and their functions. So this is how this practical is ended here. So that's it for today's practical. I hope you understand the program clearly. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such programming solutions, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. If you have any doubts or need solutions for other programs, drop a comment below. I will be happy to help. Thanks for watching and happy coding.